Hi Booktube. So today I decided to share with you what books I have out from the library currently. And I may or may have not finished a graphic novel and a poetry book before filming this, but that's completely different because they are going back to library. They are not on my to-read list. It's still pretty bad with how many books I have out from the library, so whatever. I'm currently reading two books. The first one being Rich People's Problem by Kevin Kwan. I'm having some problems with this one. Basically, I love the first book, and it was a true rom-com with some side stories that both were comic relief and then showed a more serious side to things, and it was fine. And then as the books went on, these side stories have taken over. So I'm having some issues with this one, but since I decided to just skip any part that has Kitty in it, it has been such a much better reading experience. I do want to finish this soon because I've been reading this since late November, I think. Pretty bad. And I'm also currently reading Terminal Lines by Jim C. Hines. This is the first book in the Janitors of the Post-Apocalypse. And this takes place in a world where an alien species called Krakow came to Earth, but when they arrived, they noticed that, or they discovered that half the human population had died in a plague and the rest of humanity had turned feral. So, and instead of turning back and leave and just let's leave this former intelligent species be, they decide to try to cure them. And they managed to cure some, kinda, at least that's what they say. They are not back to what humans used to be, but they are sentients. And basically the people that we follow were feral and then were cured. And this story takes place 100 years after the Krakow came to Earth. And it's a routine day, everything starts out normal. They are then responding to an alien ship in jeopardy, and they manage to save it. And the crew that we're following, they said janitors, they are busy fixing up a busted sewage pipe. So they are decked in an airtight suit or something. Basically, they are relying on their own oxygen, which is why they are the only humans on board that don't turn feral. And all the aliens die except for one, this one named Grom, or Grum. I don't really know. I prefer the Swedish way of saying it. And they then need to find out what happened. That's basically it. It's a fast read, I really enjoy it, and it's a fun read. Would highly recommend it. And even though I'm I'm halfway through it, and I'm already tempted to ask my library to pick up the next book in the series. So then I have, then I have the 3 books for my Goodreads challenge. So I have Greyminder by Melissa Marr, A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, and Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. I talked about them in my Goodreads Choice Awards challenge, and I will be reading these books for that. And no, obviously I have not started them yet, because why would I have And yes, that was a weird sentence. So then we have the last couple of books. The first one being a fantasy. This is the Dragonbone Share by Tad Williams. This is book 1 of the Memory, Sorrow and Thorn series. This takes place in a country called Ostenard, or a realm called Ostenard. And when the king dies, an immortal king that's kind of elf-like, at least that's what the synopsis says, strikes a deal with the king that comes after, kind of suspicious deal, and we are following a kitchen boy who needs to find a sword. I think this is sword. Compelled by fate and perilous magics, he must leave the only home he's ever known and face enemies more terrifying than Ostenord has ever seen, even as the land itself begins to die. I think that this is a classic sci-fi fantasy, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It is massive, and I just have to say, it has a glossary at the back, or like talking about what who the peoples are. One of them is an ancient fire god named Lurken. That's probably not how you're supposed to pronounce it in English, but Lurken, the English translation to that Swedish word is the onion. I'm so looking forward to when we are meeting that person. Next, I have a book that my friend told me to pick up, and that's Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. I don't really know a lot about this, except for the fact that magic is prohibited or illegal, something like that, and the main character that we are following, she basically gets a choice of either being executed or becoming the food tester, yeah, of someone important, and she picks being a food tester. I don't know anything else. Simple as that. Then I have volume 3 and 4 of the Wicked and the Divine series by Gillian, McKelvey, Wilson and Cowles. I definitely pronounced them wrong. And I'm just gonna read the kind of blurb back here. Every 90 years, 12 gods return as young people. They are loved, they are hated. In 2 years, they're all dead. It's happening now, it's happening again. So basically, as it says, every 90 years, these gods get reincarnated and wreak havoc. Yeah. And the second volume ended on, for me, a surprising note. I was not prepared for it, so I'm looking forward to continuing. And this is a finished series, so that's really good. But yeah, I really have no idea where this is gonna go, because as I said, the ending to the second volume was really surprising. I did, however, prefer the first volume for it. But yeah, so there's those two. And then I have these three. I have In the Hand of the Goddess, The Woman Who Rides Like a Man, and Lions Rampant. They are book 2, 3 and 4 in the Lioness, Song of the Lioness Quartet. I finished the first book, Alana, the First Adventure, last weekend, and I loved it. This is by Tamora Pierce, and it's a pretty well known and beloved series that a lot of people grew up with, amongst them one of my friends, so that's good. I do find the editions kind of funny, because the first book I got was this edition, and then we have book 2, book 3, and then book 4, so basically it's every other book. I just find that kind of funny, but yeah, those are the last books that I have out from the library that I have not yet read. So that's 12 books from the library that I have out and are not finished with, 10 of which I have not started. See my issue. But yeah, the next book that I will probably pick up will be Leviathan Wakes, because there's someone else probably will have that, because yeah, that's the one book that typically has holds on it. But I will also probably start In the Hand of the Goddess by Tamora Pierce soon, so that I can get a hold on with that series, because it's a very fast read and I really did like the first book, even though I feel like it should have been an extra chapter. That's some other things. So do you have any books that you just think I should pick up from them first? Because there's a lot of library books. There's a reason why I don't read the ones on my shelf. But right now I'm really trying hard to, if I return books, I am not allowed to borrow more than the amount that I return. So if I return 4 books, I can get 4 books, but I should not get 5. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. I have a bunch of books that that's waiting for me, that I'm on the waiting list for, so yeah, what to do. See you all the time. Bye.